What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Sunday Funday, and this series is where I give you guys stories and experiences that I've had during my time in the military. I'm still active duty, for those of you guys who do not know. I am an 0311 infantryman, or infantry rifleman if you want to get really specific, in the Marine Corps, and there's been a lot of shit that I've been through in the Marine Corps, both funny, depressing, and everything in between. So, without further ado, let's get on with this story. So, this one's not necessarily a story, or I guess I could call it a series of stories. And before I get into this, I just want to add a disclaimer in the beginning, because you guys are going to hear a couple of pages out of a deployment journal that I wrote during my time in the jungle in Japan, and a little bit before it and a little bit afterwards. It's not that long, it's just really quick. But the reason why I'm putting a disclaimer is because of the fact that what you're gonna hear is the deep down, extremely disgruntled thoughts of Ivan. Alright, and it's gonna be bad. I mean, to me it's not bad, but I feel like to you guys everything's like 10 times worse, because I just, like I say, I don't have a soul anymore. The Marine Corps has taken it and like put it in the armory or something. So, so I'm just gonna, this Sunday Funday episode revolves around the times where I've been most disgruntled, and this is probably one of the most disgruntled times. I think I might make more episodes if I could think of more of the times I've been disgruntled. My memory, by the way, is really shitty, for a lot of you guys, if you don't know. It's hard for me to remember a lot of things, but at random times, like, I may not remember it right now. I may be like, fuck, I don't remember. And then literally, like, tomorrow morning, I'll just be like, oh shit, and then it'll pop up in my mind, and I'll just be telling myself, like, remember that fucking time when, and I'll remember it then. But without further ado, let me get on with this with this disgruntled ass journal entry. So this is in the beginning of my deployment, and this was just a UDP deployment where we go to Okinawa, and then from there we push out to other places. So right now, this is 2016, 02/29, or February 29th, 2016, and this is day 7 of the deployment. Now, before I get into this, I want you guys to know I love my job. I don't have any problem doing my job at all. I love the Marine Corps. As I always say, though, I just hate the stupidity in it. So I never really have a problem doing my job, although every now and then, you know, you're gonna bitch about it. You always are. And that's just the way it is, because in life, you know, if you're bitching about something, then it kind of just helps you get that stress out. And we do it all the time in the Marine Corps, especially in the infantry. We bitch to each other about stuff, and we just let it all out, so that way we don't keep it bottled up. It's a really healthy way to actually continue to do your job in a good manner. Marines have bitched since 1775, since it was created, and they'll keep bitching in the Marine Corps until God knows when. So, here we go. February 29th, 2016, day 7 of the deployment. I am sitting here through my umpteenth fucking nav class. I am ready to make a Condition 1 weapon and commence firing once my target appears. Why am I sitting here? 'Cause fuck you, that's why. Yeah, suck a dick. How about that? Don't fucking talk to me, bitch. This is terrible. It's like me getting anger out on paper. I can only imagine. Cover your ears if you're not old enough to hear this. I don't even know why you'd be watching this. Semper Fidelio, Chesty Puller, Raw, Yut, 1775, ooh fucking raw. I was obviously pretty fucking disgruntled sitting through that class for me to write some shit like this. Alright. This is 2016 0302, or March 2nd of 2016. Day 11 of the deployment. Now I am sitting here through my umpteenth fucking patrolling class. Good thing Lee is teaching this class. They chose the person we understand most. No fucking subtitles needed at all. This is awesome. I think I'm choosing to extend my bipod when I blow my fucking cranium into a stadium. This island is beautiful, the base is gorgeous, but my unit is as ugly as a Jacksonville whore on a Wednesday night at Gus's with her flubber hanging out of her belly shirt. And the class has begun. Can I understand a fucking word he is saying? Absolutely fucking not. It's not the fact that I am sitting here that I am so disgruntled. It's the stupidity behind this unit that keeps me at awe. We are deployed. We should be a lot fucking further up than patrolling classes. We should be out there killing motherfuckers. However, the US is more worried about hurting feelings than anything. So what would make anyone want to think that they'll send us to hurt people? So, a little background on this entry here. So, Lee is a guy in my platoon. I love Lee to death. He's a great guy. But we, you know, there's times where we're just bitching at each other about stupid shit. We talk shit about each other all the time, to each other's faces. So, Lee has a really, really heavy southern accent. He's from Alabama. And fucking 70% of the time, you can't understand a word this guy is saying. And his sentences are mixed up and everything like that, and you're just like frustratingly trying to understand what he's saying, and you're just like, dude, fuck you, and then you just move on. And for those of you guys who don't know, Jacksonville is the town right outside the base, and Gus's is like a really fucking, it's a country club, and it's like a club where all skanks and shit like that go to. And the only reason why I go there, I drink, I sit back with my boys, and we laugh and watch the stupid shit that goes on at that place. For those of you guys who are Marines, you know what the hell I'm talking about. And when I say that the U.S. should be sending us to kill mofos, I don't mean anybody, so don't think that. I'm saying that there are people in this world who deserve to die, i.e. ISIS. And, you know, instead of going out there and killing them, we're sitting down at a fucking patrolling class. The next entry, I was too drunk to even write, and this is all terrible, so I can't really even read that. Alright, now here comes the entries from the jungles. 2016 0311. So March 11th 2016. We call that 03 day because 0311. Get it? Ha ha ha. But this is JWTC, or Jungle Warfare Training Center, day 2. In the jungle. We have arrived yesterday at this godless fucking place. Sitting here in a tent, cold and wet. Lovely, right? It never stops fucking raining here, ever. Literally from yesterday to today, it's been raining. Stood fire watch last night from my fucking tent. You're crazy to think I'll stand outside. Oh, guess what? It's fucking raining again. What a fucking surprise, right? Can't wait to break my fucking leg out here. In this book will be the words I rarely speak. Like how I wish I had a magazine full of live rounds. Why do I wish that? I don't know, but fuck it. Only about 175 days left out here, right? On our way out here yesterday, we saw a creepy-looking protester outside of Schwab. He looked like a character straight out of Silent Hill, wearing a white lab coat with a white mask, a surgical mask, over his face. His hair was long and black, and he was leaning to his left while holding a sign. This is day 2 of this field op. I don't know why I included that part at the end about the protester. I still don't know to this day, but I did, so it's weird. Now here's the next day, day 23, JWTC, day 3. Well, at least it's not raining today. We've transferred into PB ops, or as I like to say, pointless bullshit ops. I'd rather be in my room right now, with a bottle of JMO in my hand and some good music playing, while Cooper cleans the room like a good boot. For those of you who don't know what a boot is out there are 2 versions. There are boots, and then there are terminal boots. A boot is just someone who is new to the unit. A fresh meat, welcome to the fleet, motherfucker. Then you have boots that do boot things, like go to the fucking mall with a motherfucking camelback, or marry an oversized woman that should have a sign that says, "It's my BAH and I need it now." Boots also make boot mistakes, such as asking for Humvee keys. Terminal boots, however, keep doing these dumb things and never progress in respect, billet, or rank. So, in the infantry, like when you're new to the unit, you're a boot. And I mean, that's Marine Corps wide, but the infantry is like the last one that really emphasizes it on it hardcore, and you're kind of treated like shit in the beginning. You really are. And it's just to kind of test the water, see how much you can take. You know, it's not like they're beating the fucking shit out of you for no reason every day. It's not like that. It's just it's hard to explain. It really is. And where is this? Where is it? I was gonna when I say never progress in respect, billet, or rank, never progressing in rank really in the infantry isn't a big deal, because in the infantry we pick up slow as shit anyways. It's the respect and billet that actually counts. So if you never get a team leader position, or never really, or if you have a team leader position, and or let's say you just never get a team leader position, or like hold a squad leader position for a while, but in order to be a squad leader, you kind of got to be a team leader first. So if you never really become a team leader and you're just an average, what we call GP or general population, then you obviously are just a boot forever. Unless you're like brand new, then then you don't have it yet because you're brand new. Here's day 24, or JWTC day 4. Here's where it gets good, apparently. Good morning. It's 0621, and it's a lovely day. I can hear the birds chirping, the mongooses fucking, and the sound of Cooper being retarded again. It's a good morning because I woke up dry. I whipped out my dick this morning to air it out, and it smelled like a Colombian hooker's vagina after a 27-mile hike. Well, it's now 14:42, and I just made an awesome kick-ass bag of tropical punch. We are in our new PB, and we have small shelters made. Why is that? Because later on, Mother Nature is going to do something known as piss and shit all over us. For you civilians out there, or pogues, you bitches call that rain. For anyone who ever lived that life we call the grunt life, you sorry-ass, sadistic, psycho motherfuckers know exactly what it's like. There's no explanation to others. It's easier to butt-fuck an Asian virgin with chalk than it is to explain. It's day 4 of this motherfucking field op. We moved to a new PB, patrol base for you civilian or pogue bitches. And thank God we didn't decide to fucking go rock climbing to get here. Also, thank God Lee isn't here. By now, I would have face-fucked his mouth with my bayonet. I'm gonna go eat some cheese and crackers now. Yay. Alright, so, for those of you guys who got offended by the, because I already know there's probably onesies or twosies, by me calling you civilian bitches, or pogue bitches, for those of you guys who are in the Marine Corps and you're pogues, just know that this is just disgruntled thoughts, and it's not to be taken personally. It's just me letting off steam. But yeah, this is just fucking insane. I haven't read this since for a while. I just skimmed over it before doing this commentary, and it's pretty ridiculous. Apparently it ends there, really. Yeah, it ends there. That's the last one that I wrote. And this book, I wish I could show you guys really this book. It's like completely torn apart. It's obvious that this was in the field. It's like, it looked like it was filled with water. It's like torn and frayed all over the place. It's insane. So that week, I would say it's like a week period. Definitely one of the most disgruntled weeks I've had in the Marine Corps. One of the most, not the most. I could think back to another disgruntled time that I've had, and I'm definitely going to share this story with you guys real quick before I cut this off. So, pretty much, it was in Fuji, Mount Fuji of Japan, right around where I said that we were around Tokyo. I'm pretty sure it was the last commentary I talked about there, or the one before that. So Mount Fuji has it's a fucking volcano, and it has ravines like a motherfucker. So you go up a hill, then you go down, and then there's a ravine. You gotta cross the ravine, and then you gotta go up again, and then down, up again, and do it all over again. It's like Groundhog Day 27 million times. And when we go out on patrols or move PBs or anything like that, we would have to go through all this with all our gear and packs on, and it was ridiculously crazy. People were falling, like splitting their heads open, shit like that. It's just ridiculous. All right, well, nobody lucky enough split their heads open, but there was quite a few close calls. So one of the most disgruntled moments I had was in Mount Fuji, and this was when I was moving PBs with my platoon, and we get to this part where it's really steep, really muddy. It's already turning night. It's getting really cold. It drops down to the low 40s, and I know that's not extremely cold, but when you're living outside, it's a lot colder than if you're just like, you know, you like can go home or some shit like that. So we're going down this steep fucking hill, and I have my pack on, I have everything, and I have my rifle, my flak, my Kevlar, all this shit. And then it comes time to cross the ravine, and everybody's crossing it. And a ravine is like, it's kind of like a creek, really, at the bottom, and there's a heavy flow of water, so you have to kind of step on rocks to get across. So here I go, I'm stepping on the rocks to get across, and then I look at my next rock, my next point of step, and I go to step on it, and what I didn't realize, this rock, it looked like it was a stable rock, but underneath the rock, there was no support for it, if that makes sense. Like, it was just kind of like on the edge, like a cliff type deal, and I stepped on it. The left side of the rock had nothing underneath it, so I ended up fucking falling fucking head on into this creek, and the water is just flowing through my body. It's flowing through my clothes, my gear, everything. I am soaking, drenched, wet at this point, and it is turning night. I'm gonna have to face the elements, being wet and cold and everything like that. And not only that, but when I went to go take that step and I fell down, I like slammed my knee against this other part of the rock, and now like that part of the knee was just numb and couldn't even move. It was like stunned. So I had a hard time getting up. So my buddy Kier's just runs over to me and fucking grabs me out of the water and helps me up, and now I'm soaking wet and shit, but that doesn't stop anything. That doesn't stop the whole fucking thing. We don't stop and be like, oh, he needs to do this or whatever. No, you keep going. You keep fucking training. You keep doing whatever you gotta do. And we get to our next PB, and now I'm on security, and I have my buddy James and my buddy Matt right next to me, and they grab the thermals, or the past 28s. It's like thermal sights, and they look at me through it, and there's no heat pretty much coming off the bottom of my body. Like, the top of my body is showing heat, but the bottom is all cold. And they're just laughing, and I'm laughing, and I'm just like, fuck, I fucking hate my life. But I'm laughing, and I'm disgruntled as shit. And I stood my like hour or two of watch, and then my buddy Matt just hooked me up. He just made sure that throughout the night I was able to sit or get in the sleeping bag and kind of stay in there, try to keep warm, and not hype out, because you can hype out in 80-degree weather. I hope you know that. And by hype, I mean hypothermia. Or if, you know, you overheat, that's hyperthermia. But a lot of people think you can't hype out or can't get hypothermia in weather like above 50 degrees. That's bullshit. Water wicks away heat from your body 30 times faster than air. And the fact that we're in the mountains, there's a lot of airflow coming through as well. It's cold, it's 40, I'm soaking wet. In about an hour or two, I definitely would have faced hypothermia. When the body reaches a temperature lower than, I think it's like 96, I'm not completely sure on that. But you will die from hypothermia. Like, you could literally die from hypothermia. So it's something not to be taken lightly. It's something to definitely take precautions. So for the night, I got down pretty much ass naked, got into my sleeping system, and just curled up in the fetal position and kept warm. And I put my trousers and my blouse out to dry, and all the fucking gear and everything. And I was good in the morning. I put my socks underneath me in between the isomat and the sleeping system itself. And that's kind of like a scientific, like science type shit going on there, where the heat from my body was heating up the socks and causing them to dry. So yeah, it's a pretty smart move for those of you guys who ever joined the Marine Corps. Definitely use that move. Remember that shit. That's a good technique to dry off your socks if they ever become wet. So definitely one of my most disgruntled moments ever. The only other one I could think of right now is also in Fuji, and that was at the beginning of that field op, actually. Wow. And we pretty much got in. We set in to like an ORP, or objective rally point, and I don't know, it was like, I think it was raining earlier, and we all got wet, and I was just cold and miserable and wet, and it was just, it's just a bad time, really. You get really fucking disgruntled really quick, and it's just terrible. So that's pretty much all I gotta tell you guys about being disgruntled. If I find more stories of being disgruntled, I'll fixate more on that story and try to make it into a Sunday Funday video, or I'll probably get a collage of stories together for a Sunday Funday video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. It was a little bit shorter than the other ones, actually, by about like 5 minutes or so. So if you did like it, don't forget to click that like button, favorite this video, and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. There's going to be a lot more Sunday Funday coming out in the future, and also other videos on Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, guys, peace.